What's up, traders? Welcome back. It's Friday and it's time to wrap it up. OPGN right behind me is just having a massive blow off top. We broke past 4 and now we're at 450, and then there was just a giant flush to the downside, which looks like a blow off top to me. I don't know. Maybe we'll continue. We'll see what happens. I want to talk about OPGN a little bit today. I think it's a pretty interesting one to maybe watch. Might be an afternoon ripper. Who knows? I don't, but I know that our lead gappers, our two hot lead gappers, this morning kind of just sold off all day. And oftentimes, and you hear me say this quite often, when the lead gappers fail, or when the hot stocks, the hot small cap gappers are all selling off, and the market, the morning open is a little bit slow, sometimes you get some really nice late morning or late trading day runners, and maybe OPGN is going to be one of those. Something else I want to talk about today is, really knowing yourself, knowing when you are trading at your best. And honestly, Fridays just, tends to not be one of my best trading days, pretty much because I'm pretty much tired from the whole week of trading, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but just understanding what those kind of moments are, or what those days are, or what those time periods are, can really help you address those issues by being a little bit more conscious towards certain setups, or understanding, okay, maybe I'm not going to get super aggressive on maybe breakouts today because I'm a little bit sloppy, or maybe I'm not going to be trying to trade multiple stocks, things like that. You can set up in place to address those issues. So hopefully, even though you might be weak in certain areas, you can overcome that by addressing those specifically. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit more about those things, how I could have done that better today. I would love to hear some of the biggest hurdles that you guys have with trading, if it's specific days or specific setups or specific personal issues. That would be really interesting to hear. So feel free to drop those thoughts in the comments below. I would definitely love to check out those responses. And guys, since it's weekend, let's go ahead, get ready to go to the charts to review the tickers we traded today. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy the content. If you're totally new here, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you join the channel and the great community that we have here on the live stream. So definitely consider subscribing, hitting that bell icon too, and I will see you guys first thing Monday morning for the next live stream starting at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go to the charts now. All right, guys. Wow, what an emotional roller coaster today. So in a quick nutshell, the P&L today was basically, we were up $77 or something pre-market. And that was mainly with, I think it was KZIA. We'll review it in a second. And then KZIA, we had some little bit moves pre-market. We were up 150, or at the market open, we were up 150. And then before you know it, our last trade, we were up like 220, 250 or something like that on the day, which is an okay day. 250, it's nice. It's nice to obviously be, over $100, over 200, over 300, over 500, yada, yada. But, but then I held it too long and we took a huge loss and we were instantly in the red again. And I was like, no, I'm a horrible trader on Fridays. I don't know what it is, but like I'm exhausted and I make so many mistakes. Yesterday I made a lot of mistakes and today I made so many mistakes. And then we basically did like 6 or 7 small trades, or maybe less, I don't know. And worked our way back into the green, and we closed at $81 profit. So basically like $4 or $5 more than we were pre-market. It was an absolute disaster. So let's talk about some of these trades. Very small profits here. Again, I took some base hits and then I would give back some profit. It was a lot of back and forth. But I gotta say, the fact that we ended the day green and I was trading horrible today kind of makes me feel a little bit good as well, because it's like, well, if I can end the day green, horrible trading, then makes me feel a little bit better, because on the days we do trade nicely, strong, and good, and I'm in the flow, it makes me feel like we could really capitalize. Like on Monday, for example, we had over $600 profit, and we were not even trading that big position size. So I can't wait till we have $5,000 position sizes as our default. Right now we're at 2,500 right now is our average position size. So let's just start here with SONO. SONO was really nothing too interesting. We'll actually talk about OPGN as well, because I think OPGN is kind of worth to discuss here. SONO, I knew this one was kind of pulling back here near 13. I knew 13 was kind of a critical zone on SONO, so I entered here at 13.75. This was a limit order I placed ahead of time. So pretty simple move overall on this one.
Didn't really hold it very long. I felt like I just wanted to take my profits on this one, and we had a quick little pullback here, and I was like, you know what, I don't really want to be at break even again on this one, so I'm just going to close this. Maybe left a percent or two or so on the table, but again, I'll probably be buying Sonos back. This would be more of a swing trade for me, but right now we're on the way down. I do think we might see like 1250, 1275 before this thing slows down. So I would like to trade SONO again, but probably in my Roth account, which is my swing trade account. But maybe I'll do a day trade and a swing trade on SONO coming up. And just to kind of confirm that and show you guys how I feel about it. No, I move these limit orders around all the time, but just to kind of, remind myself, honestly, like 85 I would already be pretty happy. And honestly, if let's say SONO goes below 85, I'd probably even average down. I think I'd be risking about 5%, let's say, if we break this zone. And on the way, I would probably be averaging down into this area. And actually, one thing I do like to check with these kind of longer swing trade dip buys is the 4 hour, because you see these dips a little bit clearer. So it looks like 1262, there's some really, really big dip zone. So putting a front running a little bit here at 1285, I think is probably a good idea, and that's how I'm going to treat SONO. Why is the volume so high up? Okay, so next ticker I do want to talk about KZIA. I should be happy about this one because I'm not red on it, but like, wow, I traded this one like a buffoon. I don't even know if that's a word, but that's what I feel like. I'm a buffoon. So KZIA, 7 million float, Australian biotech, FDA grants rare designation. That's always a good catalyst. Basically means they get their drug to market quicker because it's an in-need product. A lot of sell volume on this one. Nothing really too interesting, but this thing, actually this chart doesn't really help, but actually let me go back and make this a daily chart because that's really the what we want to be looking at. So KZIA has a lot of these failed spikes, doesn't really hold its highs well, has a former runner here that didn't hold its highs well. So I was pretty suspicious on KZIA, but we have a lot of dollar volume today. We're actually kind of pulling into these key support zones at 5.5. Could see a nice bounce off of that. The problem was, pre-market, it was already trending below VWAP. It was, gapping down here, 37%. That's a big red flag. I talk about that all the time. And then, I did a few little dip trades here, was able to make some profits on this, was looking for a bigger reversal, but a lot of sellers. So I lost some, what's the word for it? Conviction on KZIA. Now, I did think that KZIA had a potential for a red to green move and a break above VWAP. And we kind of got that one here. And this is the one I missed. Oh God, I can't believe this. Shaking my head right now. Looking back at it, it's so obvious what I should have done. So I had a really nice entry here on KZIA. This was pretty good. I should have closed this one at the 9 minutes, took a nice healthy base hit, right? And then it pulled back again here. Selling volume was low. I should have bought back again here, and then sold on the test of VWAP for a nice big fat daddy profit. And then done the same here. Actually bought on this dip, took a little bit of profit here, bought on this pullback. And then all of a sudden I was up 6%, was looking for the break of VWAP. We didn't get the break of VWAP, and all of a sudden this thing flushes 11%, and I closed for a loss. And this is where I gave back all my profits. It was such a disaster. It was like, one small clean trade after another. But the problem is all these trades, I like this one, I could have closed here at 50. I ended up selling on the pullback. So it was like, just so sloppy. Like literally I was doing the reverse of everything I was doing. I was calling out good moves, but then I just did not enter them. It was really made me go insane for a little bit. Bought a little pullback here. This was a nice little profit. So I was able to walk away, profitable on KZIA. Just ridiculous. Again, I don't want to, sound like I'm just complaining, but like sometimes you're like really disappointed in yourself, and I feel like I'm a little disappointed in myself today. CNDT. This is probably the one I fumbled the most on today. 200 million float. Big company. So I knew that this one was probably going to see a lot of support. US information tech company, strong quarterly, and they have some sort of next generation fare collection system. Obviously, apparently very, very big in Brussels or Belgium and Flanders. But I don't know. You could dig onto that in your own time. What's important about this one? It's a large company with a big float. I typically don't trade these, but I knew that this thing probably wasn't going to pull back too much, and that's why I entered this one. And this was actually just about a perfect entry. I don't really care much for perfect entries or perfect exits, but that's what this was. It was just about a perfect entry here. Actually, it might have even been. I entered like at 63 or something like that. 63, yeah. And you know, then it was showing some problems here, breaking above the 9-minute EMA, and I just closed this one for a small loss. And the big reason I didn't give KZIA a chance is because I was so, CNDT a chance is because I was so focused on trading KZIA. All my attention was there, and then I entered this one, and then I was like, look, I was trading 2 stocks at once, and I was missing my KZIA trades because of it. And then I was like, you know what? I can't take this anymore. I'm just going to close my CND trade. I'm just going to close it. Like I can't watch it anymore. That was the biggest mistake. And the reason that was a big mistake is because this one had the biggest turnaround potential, 27% that move was. And the reason it had big turnaround potential is because, you know, this entry here at basically $4, this is huge multi-month support and resistance. I mean, this is just great areas to be entering CNDI. And we also had a double bottom right here from pre-market. So 3.6 was a key zone CNDT. I said CNDI, but CNDT. So what I should have done, knowing that I don't have time to watch CNDT, but knowing the fact that this one not just has huge float, so it's probably not going to flush to Neverland right away, and knowing that we're having a double bottom right here at this area, I should have been like, you know what? I don't have time to watch this one, but I know that this one has huge potential. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a stop, let's say below the low here, which would have been like 358, 357 or something like that. Maybe even just pick an even lower number, 355, right? And then I would have been risking, I don't know, 2-3% on this trade. It was a small position size, whatever. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But, you know, risking 2-3% to see at least test a VWAP, which would be 6%, and then a break of VWAP and back to pre-market highs. I mean, like, what was I doing? I mean, that was the worst trading ever. I mean, like even the most like novice trader would be like, Alex, this was horrible. What were you doing? And you know, that's the thing of being, you know, it's a Friday. I'm exhausted. I'm in another trade. I'm not focused. I'm looking at the chat room as well. Again, I don't want to like put any blame on the community. I love the community, but like, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. So just taking a step back, been like, okay, what is this one doing? Okay, I don't have time to watch it. Let me put a, you know, I have all these kind of quick notes written for a reason. So that's why I'm a little bit upset with myself, because it's like, I've been in this situation before. I put the mechanisms in place for me to address the situation, and I just totally didn't look at any of my things that I put in place, and I just, you know, blew this trade for no reason. So I think with CNDT, I'm a little bit upset just with myself. And then, you know, I probably, this was a little bit of revenge trading maybe on my end. I don't know. I did some dip trades on this, and I don't know, maybe paid for my dinner tonight. I have no idea, or a few beers, but like, and that's never how you should ever look at profit and loss. But yeah, just, you know, I'm pretty happy that I'm wrapping up trading now. Now, I do want to talk about OPGN, because I do think this one has some big potential, and well, it's kind of running away without us, and I'm not going to be trading it. But OPGN, I know some of you guys were looking at this one closely as well in the chat room. 15 million float, that's pretty nice. Under 50 million, getting close to under 10 million. That's a really nice float. U.S. diagnostic company, and wait for it, this is the big news. FDA emergency use COVID-19 rapid test that gives you results in 10 minutes. Now, this is pretty nice news. No surprise, it's absolutely exploding today. Long-term chart is ugly, but most small cap long-term charts are hideous, so I don't really care too much about that. What I do care about it is it has pretty high relative volume, bigger resistance at 4, so we had that room to run when we broke 3. You know, a lot of things were speaking towards this. I don't know if it's going to break 4. I don't really care if it does, but you know, as we broke 3, and I noticed that, and it was like 10:45, you know, again, like looking back at it, everything's 2020. And looking back at it, you're always like, okay, yeah, I should have done that. This is the perfect setup here. But you know, when you're live in it at the moment and you're trading something else, you look over here for a second, you're like, oh yeah, this could be a good setup. You know, sometimes you just want to stick with 1 or 2 tickers, really understand them, try to take it as slow as possible. Look for the most obvious, most clear, most simple setup that you could explain to a 5-year-old, and that's the one you should be jumping on with full size, and honestly trade the best and leave the rest, because that's the truth. So today, you know, I was my own biggest problem, which is fine. Like every day you're not going to be, you know, 100%, but I don't know. I maybe next Friday I should be like, unless I really feel super duper great, I'm going to be like, okay, let me just like focus on one ticker, or let me only trade the most obvious setups. And let me be very patient and only let the trades come to me. And if they don't come to me, then I'm just not going to trade them, which I'm pretty good at kind of being chill on. Like OPGN, I never FOMO'd around on this one. I get it. Like, so you can't trade everything. So it doesn't really bother me missing a trade, but maybe just being extra conscious that Fridays I suck at trading. I hope that's not always going to be the case, but you know, Friday, it's the end of the week. I'm exhausted. You know, every morning I get up very early. I've been trading now, you know, for, you know, we're looking at the market since, you know, the market opens, which is 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on TOS. So that's when I can start trading, and that's when I'm looking at the stocks. And then, you know, 9:30 the market opens, and then we wrap up around 11. So, you know, every day, you know, just kind of takes a toll on you, and then you're a little bit exhausted by the end of the week. Again, I don't want to be ranting any sort of negativity, but it's just, I got to be more conscious about, like, if I feel inside, like, do I feel energetic? Am I a little tired? Am I a little bit exhausted? Am I way too ready for the weekend, right? You know, these are all very important aspects, because in the end of the day, trading is not that complicated. I mean, technical analysis, you could figure it out pretty quickly. You know, you could figure out what setups are your favorite. You know, give yourself 3 to 5 months, and you could probably become a consistently profitable trader. I generally believe that. But the hardest part about trading is just yourself, dealing with your emotions, dealing with anything, and just, you know, being extremely real with yourself. And I think the longer you trade, the better you get at that. But you know, every now and then, you know, you make some silly mistakes. It bites you in the butt, and I don't know. That's why I like trading, because you're just like, you're constantly being exposed to like so many different emotions. It's one of the best things in the world, because you know, you could easily go through your whole day and just like at no point really have, you know, good blood flow, and you get energetic and super pumped, and trading, and, you know, working out, and, you know, there's like a few things in life I feel like that give you that kind of excitement. So I love trading, but you learn so much about yourself, and yeah, I don't know. It's I'm getting so off topic here. Let's wrap it up there with my little rant, and I will see you guys first thing in the recap video tomorrow. I think tomorrow, when I talk about some swing trades, not really a recap video, but like our most active swing trade setups I'm looking for, like the SONO's trade. And then, yeah, like always, guys, don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy the content. And if you're totally new here, consider subscribing. I'd love to see you again. The community is on fire. Yeah, guys, so till next time, guys, like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.